This is Noelle.
And I'm Jenna.
And this is More Than Murder, where we delve into everything eerie with a side of true crime.
More Than Murder is not your typical true crime podcast. Join us on a weekly tour through the haunted, the bloody, the creepy, and the nutty on our Freaky Fridays.
Hello, hello.
Hi.
It is a beautiful 64 degrees.
Oh, I'm loving every minute of it.
I know. I feel like I'm being reborn.
My windows are open.
Yeah.
The sun is shining. It's great.
I know. I drove here with my window open.
Oh, it's amazing.
I was like getting warm just from the sunshine in the car. Oh, it's the best.
Oh, it is.
Speaking of driving and traveling, we are traveling to New Jersey today.
Ooh, I've been now.
Yeah. And we are going to check out some of the legends and hauntings and lore surrounding the Pine Barrens and the notorious Jersey Devil. Ooh. All right, so the Pine Barrens are a wicked cool place. All right, so they are known as the Pines or the Pinelands. The Pine Barrens spans over more than 7 counties in New Jersey. It's the largest remaining example of a particular ecosystem of pines that goes along the Atlantic coastline. And so I think that's why there's also some in Long Island, because even though they're not connected, they're still along that coastline, and there's the same type of pine. So,
neat.
Yeah, I thought so too. And get this, it's literally over 1 million acres of protected pines. Okay, so I believe the more accurate number is like 1.1 million acres or something like that.
That's a lot of acres.
Yeah, it takes up 20% of New Jersey's state, and they run between Philadelphia and New York. So it's pretty cool.
Neat.
But it's like southern New Jersey.
Yeah.
And it is really neat. In 1978, it took that long until Congress finally designated it as a protected part of the Pinelands National Reserve. So they are protected, which is nice. Nobody will be tearing it down for buildings and all that stuff.
Yes.
You know, we still need oxygen. So
that is nice.
Yes. So the entire 1.1 million acre thing has been listed as one of the most haunted places or forests in America. And it's because they have towns riddled throughout the forest. Like
Weird.
Ghost towns and stuff.
Makes
and
sense.
They were from like 1700s. So, like I said, these woods aren't just filled with ghosts and haunted stories. There are also dozens of ghost towns throughout the Pines. 10 places and monuments that are the most accessible. Hint, hint. They are accessible to like More Than Murder Pod.
New Jersey's not bad.
I looked it up. It's about 5.5 hours away from the Pines, from the forest. I don't know where it's placing that on Google Maps. Somewhere in that 1.1 million acres, it's only 5.5 hours.
It's not too bad.
And I was thinking that we could, because I looked at my Google Maps. You have to go through Pennsylvania, of course. So we could stop at all sorts of different haunted places. Could stay overnight at a haunted place. And then we could go to New Jersey. New Jersey's got a whole bunch of haunted places as well. And then we could just make a whole trip out of it. Pennsylvania and New Jersey, and then go home. And be great.
Got some pretty good beaches, too.
Really?
We could stop at the beach. New Jersey, yeah.
Well,
Jersey Shore.
Well, yeah, true.
They got little beaches and stuff.
I'm not a fan of the northern Atlantic. It's always so cold. The southern part of Atlantic, like North Carolina and that, it gets warmer and it's tolerable. But like even when I would go to
I'm not swimming. I don't get really in the water. I'm just sitting on the beach and having a good beach
day.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. That'll be warm enough.
All right. I was going to say, because I love going in the ocean, but it's way too freaking cold up there.
No.
I was going to say, when we went to NYC, it was still in the summertime, and we went into the ocean. It was so cold. Oh.
Nope.
Anyways. So not only that, with the accessible ghost towns that you can see and all sorts of other ghost stories, it is the literal birthplace and home to New Jersey's most notorious legend again, the Jersey Devil.
Yep.
But we're going to start with Pine Barrens ghost towns and their history. So as I said, there are 10 accessible ghost towns around here and monuments. These are just like the most accessible ones, but there are a lot. But I'm going to tell you about every single one of them because I'm just like super enthralled with the place. And every single town some of them are large, and there are still some buildings completely perfectly intact, and some just have ruins, and it's literally amazing.
Yep.
So for these, I used one super helpful source which listed them for me, and it was the pinelandsallegiance.org. So it's literally, exactly for the Pinelands, telling you about it. And it was an article called Ghost Towns and Other Unique Places in the Pines. So the first one mentioned is Atzian, which if you click on, what was it, the first link?
I'm there.
Okay. You're on the list there. All right, perfect. So Atzian contains some ruins and some preserved buildings from the 18th and 19th century when it was a village and ironworking town. A lot of these places within the Pines were ironworking towns, and the rivers literally run red a lot of the time because it's so iron-filled in the land over there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Number 2 was between 1766 and 1867, so over 100 years. A village called Batstow Village was the center for bog iron and glass making, which I found really cool. In fact, there's a lot of glass making facilities throughout the Pines, and some of the towns literally have old ass glass you'll find just scattered about, and I'm like, I would want some of that glass so bad.
Yeah,
I would want some.
You could just dig a little tiny bit.
Exactly.
Find your own little archaeological find.
Yes.
That'd be super neat.
I'm always looking at the ground, so I just bring a little fanny pack.
Yeah, there you go.
This village still has 33 homes, structures, and buildings, which is even cooler because, history. Some of which include the post office, the sawmill, workers' homes, a general store, a grist mill, which I should have dictionary timed that because I'm not sure what that is, and the Batstow Mansion, which looks just exquisite condition.
Heck yeah.
And this was between 1766 and 1867 that the village was booming, so it's like, holy cow, that's an old building.
Yeah, it is.
3, there's a memorial in the Wharton State Forest portion of the Pines for a Mexican aviation pilot who crashed his plane right in that area in 1928.
Damn.
His name was Emilio Carranza, and the memorial is called the Carranza Memorial. Friendship was a village in 1869 that was smack dab in the middle of a 3,000-acre cranberry farm. This place also still has some ruins. There were a lot of cranberry and blueberry farms throughout the Pines, and I think that there are some that area is still known for cranberry farm. In fact, Ocean Spray cranberry juice. I wonder if that's a New Jersey thing. Ocean Spray,
Maybe.
You should look that up. And sponsor us, Ocean Spray.
Yeah.
We'll get on a skateboard and chug some Ocean Spray for you with the More Than Murder Pods shirts on.
That is so funny.
Anyway. Hampton Furnace was also, a lot of these towns are called like a name and then furnace because they had bog iron furnaces everywhere.
Massachusetts.
Oh, Massachusetts? All right. When we go to Massachusetts for something, we'll tell you.
Have we been to Massachusetts yet?
I think I mentioned, was it New Orleans or Salem? No, there was a spot when I talked about Salem. It was the house. The house. I talked about the.
Oh, okay.
House, right?
Yes.
What episode was that?
It was Nathaniel Nathaniel Hawthorne. No, it was. I can't remember. It was its own haunted episode. It was just the witch house and.
Oh,
Salem.
that's right. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So yes, we've been there. We need to now do that. All right. So like I said, there are a lot of towns that have the word furnace in it because they had these giant furnaces for like bog iron smoldering or however it's pronounced.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so the Hampton Furnace was also part of a cranberry operation in the 18th and 19th centuries, which still has its own ruins. The Harrisville ruins was a bustling village at the time, which maintained its glory with a paper mill until 1891 when it went out of business and the town was abandoned. The paper mill can still be seen, but it is fenced in because it's pretty much just becoming ruins now, and it's really dangerous. I mean, it's all brick and falling down. And
you know that if it was open, people would be climbing on it.
They already do with the others. There's one wall that's completely filled with graffiti and stuff. And I mean, I understand wanting to put art on stuff, but that's something that's already artful in itself. I mean,
exactly.
It's becoming part of nature in my eyes, you know.
I agree.
I love old haunted places like that. Like that old. Oh, I should do that one next time. Oh, I'm gonna have to push back an episode, or maybe I'll just schedule it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna do abandoned amusement parks.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's a couple really good ones.
There definitely are.
Okay. I should type that to myself now before I forget.
There was, when Sean and I went to Jersey, I don't even remember where we were. I'd have to ask him. But yeah, there was this like old abandoned place that we went to.
Yeah.
And it was like a military fort of some sort. Or it was really, really neat and just dilapidated. And you could kind of like go into the
inside. Oh,
yeah.
Awesome.
But there was graffiti everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
And I like graffiti. It is like, if it's well done, it's very well done. But do it on a city building or something. Like, don't do it on something that's becoming part of nature. Do something that needs more beauty added to it. That's why I say a city building or something.
Make it beautiful graffiti.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of this is just they take spray paint and just, you know,
tag their name,
their
or
initials.
Something. Yeah.
It's like, come on, you don't own it.
I know.
We'll get into that in my episode.
Oh my gosh, how funny! Too bad that's not the segue.
I know, right?
All right, so the Harrisville ruins we were talking about, it's fenced in, it's becoming ruins, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, okay, now I know where I am. Herman was a location for another glass factory in the late 19th century, and the ruins can be found in the woods along the riverside. Martha, aka Martha Furnace, which was a larger town that had and still contains ruins of a bog iron smelting furnace. And to quote the article, it said, the village once included the furnace, a stamping mill, blacksmith shop, sawmill, grist mill, store, school, hospital, an ironmaster's house, and about 50 additional other houses. So it was quite a large town back in that time.
I'd say.
The furnace remains are buried and fenced to prevent pillaging. So they had to bury... So cool to dig it up.
That's crazy. They don't want you to do that.
I know. Why do they say it? Why do they have to say that it's buried? It's like buried treasure, man. Come on. So the next is Pasadena or Brooksbray. The village, this village was the site of a brick making factory, which has a good number of ruins that can still be seen. And the last of these, but not certainly the least, throughout the entire forest, is Weymouth Furnace, another ironworks village, and then it became a paper mill, and that town was abandoned in 1887. And, I'm really curious now if this forest is kind of like Letchworth, where it has roads that you can drive through the entire thing, because it's a protected place now, so I wonder, it'd be so cool just to literally drive through. I mean, it takes almost 20 to 40 minutes, depending on how fast you're driving through Letchworth, to get through Letchworth.
I feel like it probably is. There might not be areas where you can go everywhere, but there's probably a way that you can drive through roads.
I would love to do that. That would be so cool. What a great road trip.
I know, right?
Yeah, haunted road trip, and then you get to go through this old haunted forest.
That'd be so neat.
Cool, man. So... now that we talked about the ghost towns, we're going to talk about the ghost stories that come from there. There are several ghost stories, one of which is the story of a little boy, I don't know how old, who was killed in a hit and run on Burnt Mill Road when he ran into the road to catch his ball. It's always like that. I know. The story goes that he still roams the road to find his murderer, or his ball.
Yeah.
And if you carefully, I say carefully because you have to drive down the road at night without your headlights on. Now, obviously, it's not populated, so nobody's going to be really driving it. But still, be careful if you do. He may appear still trying to catch his ball in front of you.
But, it'd be so dark.
I know, unless, there's a full moon rising.
Well, hopefully there's, maybe... road lights?
I don't know.
Street lights? I don't know.
I don't think there'd be electricity in the forest.
So freaking dark.
Yeah, I don't think they would have electricity in there.
How would you even see him without your headlights?
Well, maybe if you're at dusk or something, I suppose. I don't know.
Where it would be like, I can kind of see without
Yeah,
my headlights, and it would
or
be...
sometimes you can just see like shadows, I suppose. If your eyes are adjusted, you're outside.
If it does
some
have
light.
Some light from the moon,
yeah.
yes. But on some nights, like we're driving and it's pitch black. Like even with my lights on, I'm like,
dude, these lights do nothing.
Nothing. I can see like an inch ahead of my car. I'm like, oh, fuck.
It's terrible. Well, I also don't have those brand new blinding headlights that all those other beautiful new cars have either. I have the old version.
Yeah, and they're probably getting that film a little bit.
Yeah.
Cars do after a little while.
Lights suck as well as my eyes, so the combination doesn't really go very well.
I don't do a lot of night driving.
I'm very happy that I don't have to night drive very much anymore.
I try not to.
It's very strange having to transition from summertime to night or to winter when you do have to drive at night. It's so weird.
I know, I hated that so much because you get out at 5 o'clock and it's like, whoa,
pitch dark.
Whoa.
I know.
It's like I need to go to bed now.
I know. Let me drive home in the dark really quick so I can go home and go to sleep.
Exactly, but then this time of year you're like, I get to go home and we can grill,
go for a walk. Yeah,
I got all this time.
Or you're just enjoying the hell out of your drive home because it's sunny and warm. You can have your window down and it's 6 o'clock.
Got the music going.
Oh, just best.
Oh, it is the
it's
best.
Like Christmas in springtime. All right, so enough daydreaming. Another is of James Still. He was an African-American doctor during the time of slavery. He was originally self-taught, but scored the opportunity to be able to apprentice under a white doctor. He must have been like a super nice guy because now also this is in the North, so...
They had a more opportunity in the North.
The people up here were maybe more open-minded than down south. All I'm trying to get
at. There were times with freedoms.
Right, yeah. So he was, and I didn't know like what time period this was. They didn't say. So just during the time of slavery. So he was able to apprentice under the white doctor, from which he got his credentials, and then from which he got his credentials and then started calling himself Dr. James Still. Apparently, of course, when the white locals found out that he was a practicing physician, they hanged him.
Of fucking course.
Of fucking course, because, them good old boys, country bumpkins in the freaking hills.
Jesus. Man, I know.
It's okay. Like, it's just ridiculous.
People think south, but it's not.
It's not.
South. It's in our area. It's around here.
Right. Unless you're in liberal portions, which are not usually in the countryside, then people usually think certain ways, and it's getting to be take
a lovely drive through our back country, guys.
Yeah.
It's fun.
So they did that, and it's been rumored that he wanders the area. He's a really friendly ghost, and which is just so wonderful and tragic. This really nice man was killed awfully and unjustly, and he still wanders around being friendly instead of being hateful. And they say that he actually helps whoever is injured or needs help and is lost along the way.
Aww.
Yeah.
He's a doctor. It's a ghost I don't want to be able me.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I guess there's also the spirit of a headless pirate who was pretty famous named Captain Kidd. I'm not sure about the story. I really wish they had embellished on that, but they had not. And I'm really curious. I love pirate tales and and especially ghost pirate tales, like the Pirates of the Caribbean. Those first couple ones were just great with the ghost stories intertwined.
True that, yeah.
So now I'm interested in Captain Kidd and what happened and how he lost his head and now how he wanders around the Pine Barrens. I don't know.
His head.
Yeah, exactly. Did I say with his head?
Well, like you just said the story with his head. Like.
Oh. I meant to say yeah. According to another article on hauntedjourneys.com, other spirits that have been seen are a white stag, which would be pretty striking and shocking to see. Just randomly, a white, beautiful horse just there. They have also seen a black dog, which is an omen, of course. Yeah. Big black dog. The Grin from Harry Potter. A blonde woman, not sure who, just a blonde woman. And spirits of maimed workers. Maimed workers. I don't know.
They were doing dangerous jobs, though. You think of the furnaces and the glass workers. That stuff was probably fucking dangerous.
Exactly. And like I said, not sure where they came from. Not much was said about it, but I could imagine that way back in the day, the conditions of all those brick mills and furnaces were not the greatest and probably had some sort of death toll. Mm-hmm. So that's probably where this maimed workers comes about.
Oh, God.
And they just are lost amongst the pines.
Yeah.
Because that's where all the towns are just spread amongst there. And at the time, they probably just envisioned that as like this giant, quote, city, you know, because it's got all these tiny little towns inside of it. How cool, you know? Just towns in this forest, like this vast forest. I know, I would never. Dude, I would build a house in there right now. I don't give a fuck about the Jersey Devil.
As long as I have a road in and out of there, like, I'll live there. Fuck it.
I'll put a bowl of dog food out for the Jersey Devil, see if it wants it, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, can I pet you?
Keep my dogs inside.
Yeah. I'll probably try to hold the food out in my hand. Jeez. Okay, many people traveling between the towns on the vast roads were robbed and even killed by various bands of thieves at the time, of course.
Yeah.
You know, people were...
It's a good place to hide, I bet you. You know, cover of the pines and the thick forest.
I think like Robin Hood, you know, in my head for some reason.
Right. Those guys probably weren't doing...
What Robin Hood was doing.
As good of things as Robin Hood, but...
I meant like the setting, like where he did his robbing and hooding.
Yes, right? And, you know, what was his forest called?
Oh, man.
The nodding... There's N something, right?
I can't remember right now. I don't know how I can't, but...
Never-ending hood. I'm trying to, like...
I know,
get it out of my head. Yeah. Like,
bring it to the tip of your tongue more.
Sherwood Forest.
Nope, wouldn't have come up with that.
Nothing to do with anything I just said, right?
Not the never-ending hood.
There was Sherwood.
Yep, Sherwood, the never-ending hood forest.
Yeah, not right. Okay.
All right. So there are also, this is super interesting. The soil is so strange around there because some parts are super iron filled, and then some parts have such fine sand for ground that it is literally similar to quicksand when it's stood upon. And one spot, the blue hole, even swallowed up a bridge.
Jesus Christ.
And this blue hole looks weird. Like, it's just literally a hole. There's nothing. I think it's in one of the websites. I'll have to click on it, one of them, and see which one it is. But it is really weird. And I think maybe that one, maybe, I'm not sure. But, yeah, I think it's the Insider one. Maybe I just gotta scroll through it.
Yeah, I'm on that one. I'll scroll through it.
All right, so...
Wow, weird.
Yeah, the area of the blue hole and the pathway there is apparently a favorite hub for the segue Jersey Devil.
Okay, all right.
A bit of history for your Jersey Devil stories, which is really cool because they're able to corroborate this, and I'll tell you how in a minute, because that's why I love legends, I love lore, because all of it came from fucking somewhere. All of it came from somewhere. And I just want to know where it all came from. I want to travel back to the beginning and the origins of these stories. So we're going to start all the way back in 1735 with Jane or Deborah Leeds. They said Jane in the beginning, and then it became Deborah once historians were kind of looking into it, so I'm not really sure. Also known as Mother Leeds or Mother of Leeds, but I say Mother. I call her Mother Leeds. Mother Leeds already had 12 children. This is the lore. She then found out that she was pregnant with her 13th child. Understandably so. She was, like, real pissed. She's like, I didn't even want 12 kids, bitch. Now I'm going on 13. You gotta be kidding me here.
I don't blame her.
Nope. And at the time, who knows about birth control probably did not exist, obviously.
And I mean, if you're... A lot of religions are against contraceptives.
Exactly.
You have to have every baby that is given to you, and it is a sin to do anything else about that life growing inside of you.
And at the time, who knows how they would have even tried to do anything else about it, you know? So
Right.
Also, I feel like the fact that this was her 13th also has a heavier connotation to it because 13 is supposed to be a superstitious number, of
13
course.
13 is not a good number.
Anyways, she cursed the child in her womb and said it was going to be the devil. Or a devil. Yeah. Because she's like, fuck this baby, dude. I don't want this 13th kid. Are you kidding me? Oh, God. It's the devil, you know? So things are said out of anger sometimes. It's said that the night Mother Leeds went into labor, it was super stormy, just the perfect night to give birth to a demon child, yes. And though the child was born a child, minutes later it morphed into what would be known as the Leeds Devil or the Jersey Devil.
Oh, okay. Yep, I've heard the Leeds Devil.
Yes, the Leeds Devil was way, 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 way back when it first originated, and then it morphed into the Jersey Devil.
Yep.
Because not many people know the story of Leeds, probably, so. The Jersey Devil has hooves, bat's wings, a goat's head, and a forked tail. Some people might say the body of a horse and the head of a horse or things like that, but it has hooves, bat wings, some sort of bovine goat-like head, and a forked tail. I don't think bovine is the right word to use for that, by the way.
Bovine is cow.
Yeah, I know, but I was like, is that all hooved creatures? Like goats and deer? I don't know. I don't think so. Fauna?
I don't know.
I don't know. Someone tell us.
Things with hooves.
Things with hooves, yes. Yes. So, apparently the child morphed into that, and it literally killed everyone there. I don't know if it killed Mother Leeds, but that's what the story says. It killed everyone there with its tail. It went screeching up the fire, like up the chimney, and
into the night.
Into the Pine Barrens, where it claimed its residency forever after.
Okay.
So that is one of the rumors. People have had sightings of this thing to this day. Mm-hmm. One of the rumors used to be that Mother Leeds' husband was the devil himself and she a witch, and thus birthed the spawn of the devil. Interessante. Historians believed that the truth, this is cool, in the legend lies with the characters involved. I'm going to quote the Wikipedia article I was reading because I thought this part, like I said, was pretty neat. Mother Leeds has been identified by some as Deborah Leeds on grounds that Deborah Leeds' husband, Japhet, or maybe Yaphet.
Okay.
Japhet is how I'm going to pronounce it, Leeds, because he's not Spanish, so I'm just going to say Japhet Leeds, named 12 children in the will he wrote during 1736. Which is compatible with the legend. And they also lived in the Leeds Point section of what is now the Atlantic County, New Jersey, which is commonly the location of the Jersey Devil story.
Huh, so these people definitely did exist.
Right, yeah. And the fact that he named 12 children, but not a 13.
Not a 13.
Which, we were talking about it, I was talking over with Goosey, and of course at the time it could have been, an extremely deformed baby that this legend came from.
Defect of some sort that automatically is witchcraft, devil, it's not okay type of thing.
And they didn't understand it. It looked scary, and so they made this story to make them feel better that it was this Jersey Devil instead. Yeah. So that's...
Those things are throughout the world, throughout history. We have the Loch Ness Monster. We have Bigfoot. We have things that people have seen and have a lore behind them. What's the truth, you know? Like, there are those people, like, that are all for Bigfoot.
I mean, I totally believe in the Loch Ness Monster.
I do, too. I think that
things can evolve into certain weird ways, and nobody ever knows. Bigfoot could possibly be true, too. You don't know how things have evolved.
It could be something that is completely different, because at that time it seemed different.
Yeah.
But I don't want to say that they were all wrong. Like, I think that there's probably some validity in the stories.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like a big old game of telephone where they definitely morphed over the years and became fantastical and, a little crazy, but...
I love it. I'm the one that believes the legend. I'm the one that believes the legend and not, like, what it could have been,
Exactly.
That's why I'm gonna... I should talk to Aaron Mankey. I'm gonna pump his podcast. You should listen to Lore. And also, Cabinet of Curiosities. That's a good one. Podcasts. Gotta love them. So the Jersey Devil is a huge thing in New Jersey. I'm pretty sure that's like their mascot for everything. Like there's a lot of New Jersey teams, the Devils and all these other things.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's like a huge thing for New Jersey.
I could see that.
Especially way back in the day. I'll get more into more specific stories in just a bit, but people in the 18 and early 1900s claimed the devil would feast on their livestock, attempt to steal their chickens, and they would see hoof prints in the ground and see it flying through the sky. In 1909, it got real bad where a group of hunters and vigilantes would literally go searching in the woods to try to kill it, of course, because that's what we do, kill things, especially things we don't understand or feel superior to.
That'd be the big fucking prize.
Oh, yeah.
Hang the Jersey Devil above your fucking mantle.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Cut his head off. Mount the wings.
Yeah, exactly. Devil stew.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
The devil would be spotted through several surrounding states as well. And at one point, the Philadelphia Zoo had a $10,000 reward out for it. Because that's also what we do. Take something that is different and stuff it into a zoo or a sideshow. So people can come and look at it.
Yeah.
So, why can't they just leave it alone to its Pine Barrens home? I don't fucking know. Okay. I'm with you, Jersey Devil. Every time I've always heard about the Jersey Devil, the thing that pops in my head is Jeepers Creepers. I don't know why. Even though I know it's like got different legs and a goat's head or whatever, it's still, I'm like, oh, for some reason I just think Jeepers Creepers. It's just this big flying thing in the sky.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that because it's like a creature.
It
basically.
is.
Oh,
Yeah.
I need to watch Jeepers Creepers. I
I
haven't
know.
watched that in so fucking long.
The first one was the best.
The best.
We should watch it together.
Okay.
I'm down to watch Jeepers Creepers.
I am down too.
It's got to be dark out though, because it is a scary one.
Yeah.
That one was really scary to me.
I remember the first time I watched it was like middle school.
Terrified.
And
Yeah.
I was like, holy fuck,
I
dude.
know.
I didn't think, because Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah.
Better get those peepers. Like, it's not a scary,
No.
you wouldn't think it's a scary thing, and then it's like,
They made it
fuck,
scary.
dude, they got your peepers.
Yeah. I
Ugh.
don't remember where I saw it. Maybe it was Megan's house I watched it at. Because I think we watched House of Wax there too. Probably. Megan, you let me know.
I was babysitting and they had like a
Oh,
horror
snap.
collection. So I just sat there and was like,
Nice.
sweet, I'm gonna watch this.
I really need to watch it now.
It was great.
Okay, so schools in Delaware even closed down for a stint.
Jeez.
Because they found unexplainable hoof prints in the snow. Which is kind of weird.
That is
It's the middle
crazy.
of winter and probably a lot of snow on the ground. Usually there's no hooved animals walking around by the school.
Yeah.
Especially if it's in the city.
Huh.
And yeah, they literally closed down. Like,
That's
so
crazy. Imagine the stories those kids are going to tell, like, 1 week,
I know.
that school closed down because that Jersey Devil.
I know, it's
It's
crazy.
crazy.
In 1960, there was a reward of $100,000 for its capture.
Damn.
People want it, and they want it dead, of course. Like,
Well,
they said it's capture, but like you said, let's mount it and put it in a museum somewhere or whatever.
Yep.
You know.
Most people would probably do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Currently, there are still so many reports of sightings of the Leeds Devil. It's been seen flying over the Garden State Parkway, the Atlantic City Expressway, and most recently I actually read about a woman who swore up and down, because I was in the car, and I'm pretty sure I was listening to the radio, and it was some talk show, and they were talking about that, and then I looked it up, and I tried looking up the article, but I can't find it, and some lady was getting in her car in the parking garage after work and saw this thing way at the other end, just standing there. Like, it's really tall, like 7, 8, 9 feet tall, and it's big wings, obviously, and it's menacing.
Oh, yeah.
And she was scared, so she, like, literally flashed her car lights with her fob, and, like, it lit up on the thing, and then it floating at her or something, and I'm, like, getting goosebumps from it.
Huh.
And I heard about that. It was pretty crazy. That's the most recent thing that I've heard. And some people think the Jersey Devil is just a protector of the pines.
I mean, it would be its home, so I could see that, not wanting anything to happen to it.
Mm-hmm. A friend of mine who lives in New Jersey, Ray Teig, He told me a story of when he and some friends went to explore an area of the Pines. So I'm just going to talk about that. He said they went past a trailer that was there, but it had one whole side of it cut off. Like, it only had 3 sides and you could see into the trailer.
Okay. Like a dollhouse.
Something like, yes, exactly. And he said they were passing by and they thought they saw something inside the trailer just standing there, like watching them, but they turned to look at it and there was nothing there.
Huh.
And the rest of their time exploring, they felt like they were being watched.
Mm-hmm.
As they talked about it and like they went to go back and get into Ray's car, he tried to turn it on and it would not turn over.
Oh shit.
Like they were like trapped and they were kind of freaking out about it. And finally he got it to work and they all went home, and he said after that he was having pretty weird and crazy dreams for like months after that, and he has not gone back since being there or since the dreams, because they just got a really weird bad feeling about it.
Yeah, so. No, I probably wouldn't go back either. Fuck that.
As I said, there are so many stories of sightings of the Jersey Devil. All you have to do is Google it, and there's like, I'll include a link too as to people's stories. There's like literally one whole webpage of just people's stories of their sightings. I wasn't going to quote all of them. Some are like really, really scary. Like that parking garage one, that one freaks me out. I haven't spent enough time in Jersey myself, let alone like that area, to say that I've seen anything. I would absolutely love to take a trip to the Pine Barrens, hike the trails, explore the abandoned villages, feel the history, and maybe find some clues of the Jersey Devil. Maybe see it flying over the trees.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. It is just this expansive, awesome thing of woods. And if you want to be featured, or you want your story to be featured in a YouTube video, and you live in New Jersey, or you visited the Pines, or you've explored any of the abandoned villages, please email us at the Gmail and tell us everything about it. Whether you had any paranormal experiences or not, we want to hear about it.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for new content and our monthly Facebook Live videos.
Monthly, guys.
Thank you so much for listening.
Always.
Head over to the YouTube to hit the subscribe button to follow, and then smash the button, and then you have to hit the little bell button to receive notifications when we have new content. There's like a subscribe button
and a bell.
Yep. So you have to hit both.
Hit both of them.
Hit the both of them. And then you can go over to Facebook if you haven't already, and you can find us at
More Than Murder.
You can go over to Twitter if you haven't already and follow us at
_murder.
And if you haven't already, you can go to Insta and find us at
More Than Murder Pod.
And of course, you can email us at the Gmail at our morethanmurderpod@gmail.com.
Do it.
The last call to arms I am going to say is to please leave us a review on iTunes, Facebook, and wherever else you can. There is a way to leave them on Google somehow. I don't know how, but there is. I looked it up the other day. If you
know how to do that, do it.
Yes, and if you let us know that, you gave a review, we will give you an honorable mention at the beginning of one of our upcoming episodes. And we're going to be getting some cool
little merch.
Yeah, to be giving out to anybody who gives us
reviews.
Some reviews. So maybe the first, first 100 reviews will give out some goodies, a goodie bag.
Yeah. So email us after you do that, because sometimes we can't see we can see the written reviews. But for some reason, if you just leave like a star or whatever, we can't really see that. So
and we can't see who it is all the time either.
Exactly. So make sure Facebook or morethanmurderpod@gmail.com. Email us there. Tell us, hey, I left you a review at da-da-da-da-da.
Tell us copy and paste your review with the stars or whatever.
Screenshot it, and then
we can even feature that on the website, which is something I'd like to do, is feature our reviews on the website and get you guys some viewage there as well. And
we'll shout you out. You will be in our episode.
Get you some goodie bags. So yes, just leave us a review wherever you can.
It's free.
Let us know.
It's all free.
Everything so far is free.
Free.
Mm-hmm.
FREE.
And you get a goodie bag literally just for a review. So if you do leave a review when you email us, also send us your address, because
we'll send you stuff.
We got stuff. Okay?
Yeah.
So stay tuned for next week's Jenna episode.
Yes.
And we will
then.
not see you tonight.
No.
Bye.
Bye.